right, everybody, here we go. Let's talk wrestling. Not 15-year-old wrestling, no. Relevant wrestling that people actually care about today. Because that's what we do. We talk about the hot topics, not crap that happened 20 years ago. That's been talked to death already. That's right.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'll say nothing
We
more.
apologize for our absence. I don't know why we've been as absent as we have been. But we have been, so apologize. But I felt that we needed to gather together today to discuss something. Chris and I were talking about it. Chris and I were talking about it. Okay, so it was after Monday Night Raw when CM Punk says, my contract is up the night after
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. He's not renewing, and if he wins, he's taking the title with him so long. So what I said is, he can't leave, can he? Now, Chris has heard rumors from the internet websites that he goes to that Punk is getting tired of the schedule, burned out, ready to go. And, you know, he's been critical of the company in the past, so they might not be that sorry to see him go. But I would say, gee, this is a really big story angle. So would he really leave after?
There are two issues that I have with this story angle.
Yes. One
is would
two.
Would they even let him win a title if he was leaving, unless they intended on somebody to cash in that night and him lose the title that way? And two, the John Cena factor. John Cena is the other participant in this match, and it seems like they're always trying to find new ways to make it seem like, oh no, John Cena can't win, so that it's, you know, miraculous when he does win.
They made such a big deal
of saving grace when he does win.
Right.
Those are the problems that I have with it.
About this being a thing, it almost feels like if Punk loses and goes away, it almost seems like it's, I don't know.
It's in Chicago too. It's in his hometown.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
I did not know that.
I mean, I'm going to be so sad to see him go. I am. In my opinion, he's the best all-around character that they have.
Which brings us to the title. If CM Punk leaves, if CM Punk leaves, and your point was, considering the fact that he is one of the best all-arounds, who are we left with?
Not a whole lot. I mean,
on the face front,
Del Rio is obviously intended to be, you know,
the next top.
I can't see him as a top guy. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
I don't either.
I don't see him as a top guy.
I feel that he's lost his.
They have a lot of issues. R-Truth is nice. He's funny, but not a top guy.
Right. He's kind of run that into the ground.
Miz is still, I guess you have to consider him a top guy, but he's still something about him to me just isn't working. And that's one of the things that has aggravated me so much in the past, because I say to myself, Punk is your top heel. I've said that for almost 2 years now. I'm sorry for anybody that just disagrees with that, but that's just how I feel about it. He's like the top heel that they have. And they use him in relatively, other than the Orton thing, in relatively meaningless stuff that is kind of just thrown together. Like the whole New Nexus thing. That's a joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, putting him in charge of the Nexus seemed like a good idea, but then again, it's almost like making him the captain of a ship that's been sinking for the last 6 months.
They obviously put him in charge.
That's a good analogy, Scott.
Yeah, whatever.
Thank you.
They obviously put him in charge trying to revitalize things, but it didn't work. I mean, I just love... here's one thing that I just, I love so much about him, and this happened a few weeks ago. When Randy Savage passed away, and I don't know if anybody else has seen the Macho Madness DVD, but it was on sale at my Walmart for $10. So I went and bought it. Great DVD. I loved it. But when Randy Savage passed away, there was only one wrestler that noticeably acknowledged it and kind of paid like their respects to Randy Savage, and that was CM Punk
with his
attire. And that just, I loved that. And that's the kind of guy that Punk is. Punk is a wrestler's wrestler. He has, like Scott has said, he's talked bad about the company in the past. He's not, he's always frank with how he feels, and I love that.
Okay, but this begs the question. Anytime somebody is called a something's something, a comedian's comedian is where I've always heard it, an actor's actor. This usually means that they're respected within the industry, but they somehow lack a mass appeal. That's question number 2. Have I asked a question number 1? That's my question number 2. Either way. Is Punk able to appeal to the big audience?
I think while he was...
To us, he does.
I think while he was a face, he was going in that direction.
As a heel, you say top heel, and I think to clarify, I would clarify saying he might be the most talented heel, the most all-around heel. But is he the type that really gets people going? Is he a strong enough heel?
The thing that makes,
compared to, say, Randy Orton is a heel.
The thing that makes Punk different is Punk is one of those heels, and maybe this is just me, I don't know. Punk is one of those heels that I love to see, I love to hear talk, I love to just watch him get under people's skin. You know, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think that's necessarily top heel. A top heel is meant to be the guy that should, like a Vicky Guerrero or a Michael Cole.
Right.
You just hate him and you want to get rid of him. I don't see Punk as that type. Punk is entertaining.
That's right.
Which, to me, is more appealing. I mean, because it's entertainment, and your bad guys need to be more entertaining than your good guys. To me, you know, they need to be more involved and more in depth, and there needs to be more to them than the good guys, because it's just the good guys' job to win. John Cena.
So, if Punk leaves, what happens to the company? If we're left with...
They've got some serious problems that they've got to address. They've got to... I know we've said it a lot in the past. They've got to start moving some people up. They've got to start moving your John Morrisons, your Dolph Zigglers, your Kofi Kingstons. Your Christian needs to be more involved. They just need to start moving these guys up, even like a Cody Rhodes or Daniel Bryan. We need more at the top because there's not enough at the top. So
I would agree, and I think that's time to cut it short. So we'll talk to you very soon. Adios.
Peace, everybody.